Marvel Zombies are back. Welcome back to Comics Are Dope. I'm BJ Kicks, and I'm here to give you a little bit of a preview at the upcoming Marvel Zombies Red Band edition that's coming out in stores this Wednesday, September 17th. I'm pretty excited about it because I was not around when the original Marvel Zombies came out. And, Marvel Zombies has had several different miniseries. There is actually an animated show, Marvel Zombies, coming up on Disney Plus here in the near future. And I have to imagine that has something to do with the timing of this release. And so I'm excited because Marvel Comics has given me a preview of every cover of this series. So I can show it to you. So here we go. This is the Marvel Zombies Red Band edition, cover A. This cover is by Greg Land. Now you should know this series is written by Ethan Parker and Griffin Sheridan. It's got art by Jan Bazaldua and colors by Eric Arciniega. And this is the cover A. Like I said, it's by Greg Land, and we got quite a few different covers. Now, I guess, I should at least undo one of these. Now, while I'm doing that, I'll give you a little bit of information about what the Red Band program is. Ever since the series or the event Blood Hunt last year, Marvel has been doing what they call the Red Band program, where they have these issues that you can only get in a poly bag. And the reason they are poly bagged is they are a little, too hot for TV, if you will. It's like these issues are a little bit more bloody, more gory than your standard comic book issue. And so some of the fun is checking out, the difference between a Red Band series and a regular series. Now with like the event Blood Hunt, it had a regular version and a Red Band version. But since then, they've been doing some series that only get a Red Band version, like the Blade series from 2024. That was only Red Band. And then, we've got this Marvel Zombies, also only in Red Band. Now, this I'm filming this video before the release of the comic, so I want to be careful not to spoil anything. But what you do get is some really cool art. Now, like I said, this is basically a relaunch of the Marvel Zombies universe, if you will, by Ethan Parker and Griffin Sheridan. And that team, by the way, is the same team behind the Godzilla Escape the Dead Zone book that's out from IDW right now. Awesome stuff. But it's a relaunch. And so this series basically starts with the Fantastic Four, who, the forefathers of the Marvel universe, if you will, or the first family of the Marvel universe, if you will. And we're getting, wow, okay. I'm just looking at the opening pages, and it seems that we're getting them on their, space flight, and they come back, with their cosmic powers and also as zombies. And like I said, this is pre-release, so I don't want to give many more details than that. Plus, I haven't read it, so I don't have the details to give. What I can tell you is that this is very much a zombie fest. There is blood and guts and interesting stuff going on. Now that I've told you that, let me show you some of these other covers. So that was the cover A by Greg Land. We've also got a variant cover by Clayton Crain, which is very cool. We've got my favorite cover here, which is the retro variant by Scott Koblish. Basically, like, I couldn't tell you which book this is homaging, but it looks like an old Fantastic Four issue in like a retro art style with a bunch of zombies. That's my favorite of these variants, is this one. We've also got a last cover by Ivan Shavarin. It's not the last one. There's one more. Ivan Shavarin cover featuring the Hulk with a zombified Bruce Banner down here. And then we've got the Marvel animation variant. So we see Thanos on his quest, also as a zombie, a little zombified in the Marvel TV animation style, which is cool. Like I said, Marvel Zombies coming soon to Disney Plus. Now there are two, more limited variants for this. There is a 1 in 25 retailer incentive, which means for every 25 copies of the open order covers that your shop gets, they can order one of these. So this is going to be more rare than the other 5 I just showed you, but this is by Ryan Brown, and it features a quite disturbing Mr. Fantastic, and poor Spider-Man has seen better days, looks like. And then the last cover, it's a 1 in 100 variant, so even more rare than the 1 in 25. And this is just the Clayton Crain cover, but a textless, logo-less, trade dress-less variant. We call these virgin variants, but I feel like that name kind of sounds weird. So there we go. Here's the cover with no branding, the full art cover, if you will. I love a good Clayton Crain variant. So yeah, those are all the covers for this week's Marvel Zombies Red Band edition. Like I said, if you want to grab these, they're only going to come in poly bags. These are basically all rated for mature audiences because of the gore. It's actually such red band explicit content. So probably not suitable for children. Just looking through it, it's kind of, a zombie book is a zombie book. If your teenager read The Walking Dead, I think this will be fine for them. The difference is it's in color. And, one of the comic tropes that we usually get is like when there's blood on a page, they black it out. So you don't see the red liquid, you see black liquid. Yeah, no, this is all red. It's all red. But this is exciting. Marvel Zombies getting a relaunch, reboot, reimagining. Very cool. In stores this Wednesday, September 17th. Huge thanks to Marvel Comics for giving me a preview of this. And I'll see you guys in another video soon. Until then, stay safe, stay awesome, and read something dope today. Peace.